Hey guys, I thought that recording a video of analyzing technique during practice would, probably help you guys out learning what exactly we look for. So as you can see, we're on the Coach's Eye app, and that's what we use for all of our practices, so we can go back and watch it in slow motion because the eye never picks up on everything. This is off of an 8-step approach. And the first and foremost thing that we look for is we want to make sure that we're being bouncy. So our hips should be in a sine curve pattern here. And so if you watch closely, you can see that the hips get pushed up after every step. Then here we're about to take our third to last step. It's very important that we push up on this third to last step here, because if we instead push flat, what'll happen is our penultimate foot, which is the left foot coming up, won't be able to land underneath us. And it's very important that it lands right underneath so that we can push down and forward into our takeoff, which is the preparation we need to get the height necessary to have a good long jump. So there, that's good pushing up. And as you can see, the hips are tall enough for this foot right here to land underneath the hips relatively. It's going to be very hard for the foot to get right underneath the hips, but as long as it's slightly in front, we're looking very good. The next thing that we look for is that the knee drops in front of the toe, and after it drops in front, then you see that push off there. So it drops in front, and we're pushing horizontally, and if you can see, my hips stay pretty much at a even line through the push of the penultimate. They never come up. And the other thing we look for is the jump foot. When it comes through, you want it to come through low. We talk about putting it in like a slipper, as if the board has a slipper on it and you want your foot to come in there, because what that does is it activates the quad, and when the quad is activated, it allows for all three movements of a muscular contraction to happen. There is the eccentric, which is accepting the loading, isometric, which is holding it, and then concentric, which is the push off. So right here we have the eccentric, where we're accepting it. There's the isometric, and then at the end there's the concentric. The last thing I want to show you guys is with the penultimate foot right here. The reason we push hard off of it and leave it behind us is it sets up a long swinging arc for the penultimate foot to go on, and what that allows is for us to get good displacement in front of the board. And as you guys can see, if right here is my foot, but right here are my hips, that just means that you're pushing off the board really well, and it sets you up to land correctly and set your hips up to have a very good position in flight. At the end, we don't land because landing every time gets us dirty, and as long as your hips are in a good position in flight, then landing takes care of itself for the most part. And so that is it's my long jump.